So the first is the marketing plan. We need to, it's not a wish list that if I'm saying that, okay, I'll be having, let's say, 100K of my users being acquired from a certain marketing plan. Okay, you have to actually justify this. That, okay, what the numbers you're quoting, okay, or the spending that you're doing in your marketing plan is really justifiable. Okay, you have to do some groundwork. Okay, you have to interact with your users. Okay, you have to have a proper ecosystem in place if your user is having some sort of problem. Okay, so for your marketing plan, expect some tough questions. Okay, like what sort of budgeting you are taking for this, and whether you are making that, or whether you are acquiring that customer for a long time, or it's only for that particular 1 month. Because if you are, imagine, let's say if you are putting good amount of money in that marketing campaigns, or and if that customer is only being retained for only 1 month, then it's a problem for you. You want that customer to be a long term. So devise a plan in which he will be going to, and you can justify that it will be going to last for a long time. So that's one. Two is the management team. It's like, this is also one of the things which startups lack, that they don't have a right person for the right job. It's not like if I know if he's my friend and if he's a good software developer, then I can make him a CTO, or I can make so you have to study your background, so that you have to study your teams, that what sort of backgrounds they are coming from, and what is their achievement. Is it relevant to the job that they're taking, or the role that they're taking, or not? Because investors also will ask you that, okay, you are one CTO, one CMO, okay, what are their achievements? Okay, because they will going to be trusting you once you can able to prove that you are capable enough to save or to make a good profit out of his investment. Okay, so management team, cover all your bases with your achievements, with your profiles, so that you can have a solid base. Then the financial plan that we actually already discussed, that set up your projections right, and think about some sort of sensitive analysis about if your projection will not be going to meet, what you will be going to do about it. Okay, and if you have mentioned, let's say, like in the year 2 or year 3, you have mentioned that your business will scale up to 25%, or if you will go into some other region, okay, whether you will be, or if something bad happened, okay, what sort of redundancy or what sort of a disaster recovery plan that you have, okay, or if there is a tax that is being incurred to you, okay, which is not being written, okay, how you will manage that. Okay, so there are different things that you can think from the financial perspective that you have to take care.
Right, and I'm sorry, and that covers the fundamentals, right? Because those are the key areas, right? What is your value proposition, branding, positioning, consumer expectations, right, in terms of your business? Who do you have on your team to actually realize that? It may be a very good idea, but who is realizing this, right? And I think that the management team, I know that could be challenging for new entrepreneurs. There is this idea that if you already are an entrepreneur, like a serial entrepreneur, we know that it's easier for them to get funding because they already have done it before. But if you have not done it yet, it's very important that you have a solid team, that even if it's people who are mentoring you, people who bring credibility to your assertions, that is actually important. Like having an advisory board, even if it's 2-3 people,
exactly.
Senior people,
exactly. I was coming to
give you advice, right? That brings to an investor assurances that it's not just you also have other people who are experienced,
exactly.
also mentoring you into this. And of course, the financials, the money, you should be very clear as to where the money is coming from, how it's going to be spent, how that the return on that is going to help the growth and the establishment of the company. You should be able to explain that clearly. So that is quite important. Let me bring, there were a couple more questions that some of our friends provided you. So let me bring the questions here, Taha. Perhaps we can already answer some of those, or maybe not. So let me bring them over here. Okay, so how to choose the best structure for your business? And I wasn't sure if the question, I sent an email back. I wasn't sure if this friend was asking about, operational structure, financial structure,
I got
value
that. I got
proposition, marketing structure. So I think my response to that, and you can add to this, is structure your business as Taha is pretty much describing here. These 7 steps that he's giving you, it's a plan for you, it's a checklist for you to identify all the pieces that you need in order to structure that business idea into something that, number one, can be proven. And this is very important when it comes to whatever structure you define. Make sure, in my experience, make sure that you test that hypothesis. Test your hypothesis as to your business idea in 2 terms, value and growth. If you can prove, even a small scale, that your business idea has value and can grow because there is a market, there is for that, then the structure that you devise for that is going to follow. Taha, any other thoughts about this? Structure for your business?
Yes, I think this business structure, what I can think of is from the legal perspective. Normally, usually what happens is, like, when there is a co-founder setup or a partnership setup, they go for an LLC structure, which is limited liability corporation, okay, or an LLP, which is limited liability partnership. In this case, what happens if, let's say, if I'm having a co-founder with me, and if he is doing some mistakes, okay, which can cause my business trouble, or which can have some sort of loss, I can have some sort of loss, okay, I'll not be liable for this, okay, he will be only responsible for that. So this comes with an LLC model, okay, but the good thing about this model is that you don't have to pay some good taxes or much taxes for that, okay, this from the legal perspective, okay. Then talk about the drawback of this model is that usually investors don't prefer to work in this LLC model. Okay, why? Because there is no so much legal framework or so much accounting controls that you need to show to the regulatory bodies. Okay, so they don't feel safe, so they don't prefer to put investments in this LLC model. So if you are a startup, think about a flexible, which is an LLC or an LLP model, then go to a corporation or an S corporation or a G corporation model, in which you can be able to have more taxations, okay, but there will be more investment opportunities. So that's from the legal standpoint. And as you have mentioned about from the structure point of view, that if we can cover all our bases, we'll be in a better position to actually to make our investors attract our business.
Yeah, that is a good point. I missed the legal structure as well. And I think my recommendation there is to basically say, look at your environment, right? Your investor and investment environment, to understand the context of what is acceptable and not acceptable from the investor's perspective. Remember, you are positioning your business.
Hi, I am Josue Batista from What and Why First. I created this video blog to share with you my thoughts about relevant trends in leadership, strategy, innovation, and value creation. If you want to watch more videos, make sure you follow my blog so you never miss any of my new videos with more tips about technology and business. And if you are already a senior leader in charge of making decisions in your organization, and you would like to put some of these strategies in place for yourself, go to josuebatista.com and learn how I can help you.